Hey everybody, it's Jack Slammer here. After having an amazing weekend of competing, getting to go to a horror convention, getting to go to the Saw escape room, I needed a few days to just relax, not train. I got my second government injection, so I've been a little out of it, but I did the competition. I think I performed well. I most certainly looked better this time than I did 8 months ago, which I was super, super excited about. That was my main goal. I wound up taking third place and winning this awesome, this is a real metal bobblehead of a knight. As you can see, third place in the classic physique division. And you know what? I think competing against the lineup that I competed against, because in the back there was no one who looked like they didn't belong up on stage. Like from last place to first place, everyone looked like they belonged there, right? So it was a significantly tougher lineup than my first match, and you know what does it really prove if you beat a not so great lineup when I would rather have placed third in this lineup, proving, hey, I am good enough to be on this stage. I'm good enough to be in this sport. But now I know from having to stand next to guys like Steve Tillman and having to stand next to guys like Kev, just how far I need to go based on judging feedback, which will be on another video. A lot of the notes that I got were calves and hamstring development is something I need to do, and I 100% agree. Which is why I have, even though I qualify for the Yorton Cup, I placed third. Even though I'm qualified to do the Yorton Cup, I have decided that I'm going to skip it and I'm going to compete in another Vegas show in February of next year, and really use this time to get on a nice, good surplus, pack on more muscle. And my goal for the February show is I want to hear 4 positives in terms of my physique, because this time, most of the positive notes that I had were my lats and my abs. And then in the last show, all I had were my lats. So the fact that I came in with 2 really good positive notes from consistently through all the judges is a great thing. But next up on the list, my goal is to make my legs dangerous. I think this time around compared to last time, my quads were nice and striated, but the hamstring development took a little bit of a back seat. That's not going to happen this time around. So that is the game plan. I'm going to compete again in February. I'm going to use this time to really go into a nice surplus, continue to develop my career as a software engineer, continue to make Slammer Fitness, the standard of online coaching, which I think I did a pretty good job, considering that my first competitor / my older brother also competed. He got third place in a really, really tough lineup in the men's over 40, the men's novice, and then he had a really great showing on stage in the open class, placing 5th. I was really proud of him. My main goal for him was to have him look like he belonged on stage, and god damn it, he looked like he belonged up there. He's also going to compete in February. So my goal for him is to pack on more muscle in the chest and in the lats, because he does the men's physique, which is bodybuilding and board shorts. And then we're going to really, really work on getting those abs nice and crisp. So my goal for him next time around is to, upgrade his placement a little bit and look better than last time, of course. But I am, so I actually have some fun stories now that we got that out of the way. So on on Friday, I want to say, Steven and I got our tans, right? And this dude, because I'm in my Cobra Kai tank top, and I believe it's a large that shrank in the washer, so it looks like a small tank top on me, but whatever. I just got my tan. Steven and I were looking at the reflection, and of course, when you got like the tan, you're like flexing up because you look like 3 times the size that you actually are. And what happened was this really big dude just walks up to us. He's this older gentleman, probably like 6'6", 6'7", jacked, like a really big dude. Comes walking up to us, and he says to me, he's like, "Hey man, either your muscles are too big or your tank top's too small." And he just started giving me crap, but in a very charismatic way. Um, so we were, you meet people in this life who, and I mean this in a good way, 100% positive, 100% respectful, and this is 100% a compliment. You meet people in this lifetime, when you meet them, they radiate charisma, and it's just like, you are not a normal person. Like you aren't like the civilians. You're somebody. I know you're something special. Turns out he was Jason Voorhees and Jason Lives. So basically, the day before my competition, he gave us shit. So me and my older brother, we went to the horror convention that was being hosted in the Plaza Hotel the same time as the OCB Vegas Victory Classic. So we saw him. Of course, we took the picture. Of course, we had a good time. The guy's name is CJ Graham. He was Jason Voorhees and Jason Six, or Jason Lives, I believe is the one. Friday the 13th. Great film. Some people consider it the best one. I don't know. I honestly liked Jason Takes Manhattan just because I love the Julius death, and if you haven't seen that, you should check out that movie. I don't know if I don't want a copyright strike, but you should check it out. Um, then we after we got our tans on Friday, we went to the Saw escape room and we beat it by 1 second. We worked very, very well as a team together, but it was definitely a high stress situation. But we got it done. I don't want to give away anything, but you folks should definitely check out the Saw escape room when you're in Vegas. It's like this huge compound, multiple rooms to solve. Great experience. Definitely worth the $60 per person, and go with a group and just have a fucking blast because it's a good time. Um, the next then yeah, then we did the horror convention. Then my brother on Sunday, after we did the horror convention, me and him, we played blackjack. I did pretty decent on the virtual blackjack, and then he, motherfucker, hits a royal flush on video poker, wins about $1,200. Then we were just drinking beer and playing blackjack with one of those fun tables. Like, this table was so fun that when people were like losing money, they would buy back in just because we all just wanted to keep hanging out with each other. So it was a good time. I think they were like newlyweds or something, but it was like 2 gentlemen and a lady. And then the running joke was, since we all played $5 a hand, and everybody had to pay $1 to the house to do a spin, because the thing is, if you hit a blackjack, you got to spin the wheel. And then the whole joke was, we kept hitting $10 and no one was hitting a jackpot or anything above $10. So anytime one of us hit a blackjack, we would all say really, really obscure shit to see if it would make it go. So I'd be like, "Hey, if I get over $20, we're all getting laid." And pushed, but it was all in good fun. But yeah, second show was awesome. I feel like I performed pretty well. One thing I need to work on is my posing routine. In the OCB, it's not counted against you. It's one of those things where it is it's like just your individual routine to show off your body. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna pick my 8 best poses. I'm gonna do this for the crowd. I'm gonna get my trophy, and I'm gonna get the hell out. Like that was my approach. But then yeah, that I ended up placing third. So you know what? Let me go deeper into what happened on stage that day. Just because I only watch IFBB shows. I watch the OCB now, but the IFBB and OCB completely different in terms of the meaning of stage placement. So if you watch IFBB, Mr. Olympia, the Arnold Classic, any of those shows, traditionally, the closer you are to the center is usually the person who is either first or second place. Like the closer you are to the center, that usually means you're winning, right? So when we first got on stage, I got moved all the way to the end, and considering I was like, damn, this is a good lineup. I maintained my smile, but part of me was like, wait a minute, they consider me last place? Like I'm last? Like this is what they think of me? Like that's where I was at. But apparently with OCB, what they do is they move you around because they want to compare you versus everybody. And they made us do 4 round turns just because of how close it was between 1 and 3, which made it tough. I think I took the third because those guys had better overall legs than I did. I feel like my midsection was better. I feel like my front double was better, but the side chest, because they had better leg development than me and they were a little more creative, like they would get the side chest and then flex their tricep. I believe that they beat me just based on the fact that they were more creative, they were more comfortable in their posing, and you know, I feel ultimately that overall, both 1 and 2, their physiques were better than mine, and they beat me. But you know, based on what I know I need to fix now, I think a top 2 placement is in order in February once I clean up a few things. Let's just say that. I'm not calling my shot because you never know. It's judged, but basically based on the feedback, even in the off season, I'm going to practice my posing at least 3 times a week. I'm going to train hamstrings as often as possible without overly training them or breaking them down. I'm going to make my abs even better. I'm going to make my lats even better. I'm going to make my strength stronger and make my weaknesses no longer weaknesses. And I think it's going to be a fun video, not to trash anybody, myself included, but I want to just share with you anonymously what the judges' feedback was on me. That way, you know, we can go into it. We can see if I agree, if I disagree, what I think, where I think I can improve, what, you know, just all that fun stuff. Anyways, folks, this video was long overdue. In summary, I placed third. My first competitor placed. I'm not doing the Orton Cup because I want to take time to develop. I'm going to be training my ass off and not doing a bulk cut. I'm going to be doing a strategic surplus. Right now I'm 170 pounds. Instead of getting up to 190, goal is to get to about 176, 178, nice and slow. That way any muscle that I put on, I can keep with me. And then the goal, since they asked me to come in leaner next time, is to make it to 165 as opposed to 168. Anyways, folks, if you want coaching, go to jackslammer.com. If you want to get cool-ass merchandise like this hoodie here, go to slammerfitness.com. Be sure to follow me on all the social networks. Also, this really, really helps me with the algorithm. I need you to push like, I need you to submit a comment, and I need you to subscribe if you made it all the way. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you very, very soon with more creative videos that have nothing to do with my boring ass life. Later, folks.